two Indian young men, Al-Amin Zulkarnain, Samuel Raj, together with 4 others, were arrested by the Petaling Jaya Police District for investigation for offences under Section 365 and 385 of the Penal Code. These are offences relating to kidnapping, abducting, and stuff like that. Now, within 24 hours after they being arrested, they were produced in the Petaling Jaya Magistrates Court on the 28th of July 2008. Now, the families were not notified of their arrest. The families naturally were rather frantic about their whereabouts, and they had made a police report, a missing persons police report, because they didn't know where these relatives were. Now, they were produced on the 28th in the PJ Magistrates Court, and a remand order was obtained for 4 days. That remand order would expire on the 31st of July 2008. Now, naturally, they were not represented because nobody knew about their arrest. And upon one of the family members seeing a newspaper reporting relating to their arrest, contacted me, and I came into the picture after the first remand order. Now, the police on the 31st of July took them to the Petaling Jaya Magistrates Court for an extension of the remand order. And the police were represented by one Inspector Zumairi, and he of course requested for 5 days, which was clearly against the law. The law does not provide for him to ask for 5 days. Despite that, the police, I believe, not being aware of the amendments to the Criminal Procedure Code, asked for 5 days to complete investigation. There was the matter was argued before the PJ Magistrates Court, and the magistrate, upon hearing submission, I represented Al-Amin and Al-Amin Zulkarnain. Magistrate denied the extension and ordered that all 6 of the persons arrested be released. Now, in a clear violation of that honourable magistrate's order, the police officers who were present unlawfully refused to release the individuals, and at all times they continued to remain in a state of being handcuffed. They were taken into a police van and taken back to Ibu Pejabat Polis Daerah Petaling Jaya. When I saw this incident, I immediately brought it to the attention of the magistrate. I then went straight to the Petaling Jaya, IPD Petaling Jaya, and I met DSP Sia Siu King. If I'm not mistaken, he is the Ketua Jabatan Siasatan Jenayah in Petaling Jaya. And when I met him and I asked him what is going on, because the magistrate had ordered their release, and he simply told me, we are investigating them for other offences, we are re-arresting them. Those were his words. Now, then they continued to remain in the Petaling Jaya police station until late evening on the 31st of July. Now, on the 31st of July, which was a Thursday, I believe, they were transferred to IPD Klang. This happened, I think, if I'm not mistaken, at about 9 o'clock or so. And the next day, at 3 p.m., the IPD Klang produced them in the Klang Magistrates Court for a remand order, for a fresh remand order, because they were being arrested under different police district. Now, they were produced before the Honourable Magistrate Puan Zarifa binti Zainal Abidin in Mahkamah Magistrate Klang. This time, a new investigating officer was assigned, Inspector Jagjit Singh, and he told the court that all 6 were now being investigated for Section 397 of the Penal Code, which was gang robbery, totally unrelated to the first offence. Now they say there is a fresh investigation that they are conducting. Again here, the Honourable Magistrate, after hearing submission by counsel, there were 2 counsels present, myself and Mr. Murali. We appeared for all 6 of the individuals. Again, in Klang Magistrates Court, this time the magistrate denied their remand order and released all 6 of the individuals. Now, I then, because we had a history of they being handcuffed and taken away, I then made the request to the magistrate to ask for their handcuffs to be removed in court. At that point, But the magistrate unfortunately said, which I personally believe, erroneously she said, that the handcuffs does not have to be removed until 6 p.m. because the report in Klang was made at 6 p.m. and on Thursday, so 24 hours expires 6 p.m. on Friday. We argued the fact that, look, this was a fresh remand. You ordered them to be released. You must tell them to remove the handcuffs. Yet she did not. She directed that the police only need to remove the handcuffs at 6 p.m. Very well. The remand hearing ended at 5:30 p.m. and the individuals, the 6 of them, continued to remain in the court premises till 6:15 p.m. in a state of being handcuffed. And in that state, they were removed from the Klang Magistrates Court in a police vehicle, and they were taken back to IPD Klang. Now, they were taken back to IPD Klang at about 7 p.m. They were not released, despite the second magistrate's order to release them. And at 7:15 p.m., Inspector Jagjit informed me that he had received instructions from the IPD Petaling Jaya, which is the place where they were first arrested and detained, by D7, I believe it's the Secret Society section and all that they are now being detained under the emergency ordinance. And under the emergency ordinance, they can detain them for 60 days. The initial order of 60 days, they said they already have the order, but of course, they said this was only told to me at 7:15 p.m. in Klang IPD. Now, Al-Amin Zulkarnain, when I appeared for him in the Klang Magistrate Court, he also complained to me that he was beaten during interrogation in IPD Petaling Jaya. Now, what does the action of the police tantamount to here? What we are saying is that by not informing the family members of the arrest and facilitating legal counsel, they have breached the Criminal Procedure Code and the Federal Constitution. That is a violation of one right. By failing to release the six of them, despite being ordered by the Honorable Magistrate, is an action in violation of their fundamental liberties and as their fundamental rights as enshrined in the Federal Constitution, and it is an action in contempt of court because they continue to be handcuffed at all times despite the magistrate ordering them to be released. And by failing to remove the handcuffs, again, this is a violation of their fundamental liberties. It is an abuse of police powers and is in contempt of court. Now, this action of rearresting them, initially arresting them under one police district, releasing them, rearresting them under a different police district, then again rearresting them under the emergency ordinance, we believe that this is a gross abuse of police powers and it is an action done in bad faith on the part of the police. Because the police had begun their investigations under the Criminal Procedure Code, and when their actions, when they failed to achieve that, because the magistrates had ordered their release, they decide to invoke the tool of the emergency ordinance and detain them. So, and physical abuse, my client had complained of physical abuse inflicted on arrested person in the name of investigation is unlawful and an abuse of police powers. Now, the reason we are presenting this memorandum is to seek the intervention of the Human Rights Commission to come to the assistance of those. 5 of them are still being detained under the emergency ordinance, I believe under IPD Petaling Jaya, and to assist in their immediate release, because this action is clearly done in bad faith. The actions of the police are clearly done in bad faith.